Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Watch this video before you get a pixie cut. I've had my pixie cut for less than a year, so I feel like I really remember indecisiveness of whether you should cut all your hair off or not. I remember I watched a few videos like this, and I don't know if the people in the videos were at different age than me or just kind of like different mindset, different lifestyle, but I feel like everything they said wasn't true. It was obviously true for them. It was their experience. But I want to talk about mine because I know so many of you got a pixie cut because of my haircut, or are thinking about it, or are thinking about it because of Emma Chamberlain, whatever. So I wanted to do this now too because I'm actually thinking of growing out my pixie cut. I go back and forth literally daily, which sucks. Okay, the first thing is it's really not that big of a deal. It isn't going to change your entire face. It isn't going to change your entire life. It's hair. It grows back, obviously. I've never cried over a haircut, and I've had my roommate cut my hair and do a horrible job. She wasn't a hairdresser. I bullied her into cutting a bob for me. Sorry, Maj. Got a chunk out of the back, and I just looked at it and I laughed. I've cut my own hair so many times. I've gotten bad haircuts, and I have never cried. I've never been upset, and I feel like that's what so many people said in these pixie cut videos was, you're gonna go home and you're gonna cry. You're not. Especially, I feel like the people watching my videos, like, we know it's not that deep. We know fashion isn't that deep. We know hair's not that deep. We know looks aren't that deep. I understand if you want to look good. Like, obviously, I got the haircut because, in a sense, I thought it would look good. You don't need to cry over your hair, like, ever, for a bad haircut. There's other reasons, I get that, whatever, but it's not a big deal. And if you have cried over your hair, maybe this is just a pep talk of, like, you don't need to. Nobody cares. It's not a big deal. Wear a hat, wear a bandana, you'll be okay. Next, everyday maintenance is low. I basically just spray my hair wet every day and brush it into how it needs to dry. The long term is high, and that's what is making me think I don't want this haircut anymore, is you have to get a haircut like every 3 months, and maybe that seems pretty normal. But I was somebody who'd go once a year basically to get a haircut. I trim my own bangs. Maybe every 6 months I'll get a haircut, but isn't that once a year? So I would say, yeah, once a year I get a haircut. Just to, like get the actual structure of it. But now I've had to get a haircut so much more periodically, and haircuts are freaking expensive. Even though I don't spend any money now on like hair product or hair ties, I do wear bobby pins now, like hair tools, all that kind of stuff. None of it. The haircuts add up. This is something that other videos talked about, and it's a time commitment now. My haircut for a pixie takes 2 hours. I have super thick hair, and my hair girl Kennedy, who I've talked about before, I'm pretty sure she takes a razor. I haven't gotten a haircut in a really long time. She like very meticulously cuts my hair. We'll say my last 2 trims I did for this cut, I did myself, which is why I'm probably not liking the cut anymore, because I'm butchering it. And then I'm scared to go get a haircut because I don't want Kennedy to have to deal with what I've done. Next. I think hats look fugly with a pixie cut. I don't think beanies look good. I don't think like a baseball cap looks good. A sun hat is like kind of hit or miss. I still wore beanies and sun hats because I wear them more for practicality of keeping my head warm or keeping sun off my face. But I don't like how they look as much, and that sucks because I do love a hat, and I love even a baseball cap. I have like a little camel one that I would wear all the time, and I just don't like how it looks with a pixie. So there's that. Also, just like hair accessories. I don't love how a headband looks with a pixie. I don't love a lot of hair accessories look with my haircut. And I think that has a lot to do with like my hair texture and my hairline and stuff, but for myself. Next is get the pixie cut for your hair texture. So if you have more curly hair, do not go for the pixie I have. Look up pixies for curly hair. And honestly, I love the way a pixie looks with more texture. I'm jealous of those hairstyles because I could never get that. But you want your pixie to just dry naturally and at least have that off your plate of doing your hair. And that is so true. I seriously spend maybe 5 minutes every day doing my hair. I would say like 2 minutes. I just spray it and brush it. Next thing is, if you decide to get bangs with your pixie, they have to be short. You have to commit fully. And I always talk about this with bangs, but like you can't have a super short pixie and then your bangs are in your eyes. It's just like the proportions look wrong. They have to be almost like a baby bang. It has to fit with the rest of your haircut. If you don't want baby bangs or you don't want short bangs, just do a side part. I don't think you could do a middle part with a pixie. Maybe. But yeah, you gotta commit. Even to the pixie as a whole, like I know there's kind of like a, what is it called? Like a longer pixie. I don't know. I always see people say like, well, I would go shorter. To me, it's like, no, the first time you go get a pixie, get it so short because it's gonna grow and you get to miss that step then of like, I don't know, just more haircuts. Okay, the next thing, this stood out to me so much because it was so untrue for me, is in all these videos, people said, it was mostly men, that they would come up to them after their pixie and be like, what did you do? Oh no, your hair, what happened? I don't know why that just made Ernie excited. Kind of like question and make the person second guess their haircut. I did not have one person say this to me, and maybe it's who I hang out with. I don't like go to a normal job where there's a bunch of old men. Honestly, I feel like I get the most compliments from old men, which sounds creepy, but it's not in a creepy way. It's just in a nice, like, genuine way, I swear. If anything, I get, no. But I do get compliments from guys as well, and not in, like, a creepy, they're hitting on me way, I swear. But just in a genuine, like, they think the haircut is cool. And I have, like, some friends that I was pretty sure were going to say, like, my Brandon's friends were going to say, like, what'd you do? Either did not say a single word, or you cut your hair. I like it. Okay, that's it. I don't know if it's just because, like, this is a very me thing to do. I've had short hair, I've had long hair, I've had pink hair, I've had blonde hair, I've had my brown hair. Nobody cares what I do because it's just normal for them, for me to do these kinds of things. The next thing I wrote is it's compliment city, and I feel like at least once a week I get a compliment on my hair just out in public. Somebody says they really like it, or like, oh, you just have the face for it, and I'm like, I don't think I do, honestly. I think I probably have like the worst face for a pixie, and I'm not saying these things in a bad way. I literally don't care. I have a further back hairline and a big forehead and a big head, which would make you think like I can't get a pixie. So when anybody says that, I'm like, oh, everybody has the face for a pixie. It's just you either got a bad haircut or you're not trying it. But with the compliments, I feel like sometimes I can't hide with the pixie cut. I feel like it really does stand out. And there are so many people who do have pixie cuts, but it's normally older women. So I feel like a younger woman with a pixie cut just kind of stands out, and I do feel like more people look at me and that kind of thing, and I don't love that. So that's another reason I like don't want the pixie. I'm like, sometimes I just want to really blend in. I think it makes any outfit cool, like jeans and a t-shirt and some cool sunnies. You look so stylish with a pixie cut, and if you just had like your hair in a messy bun or a ponytail, which I feel like that's what I would normally do, like the outfit is just like, but it's pretty easy to also do your hair so it looks good with any outfit with long hair. But with that, I don't think it matches every outfit. I think there's some things that don't look as good with a pixie cut, or they just like don't match the vibe completely. Now I can't think of any, but the pixie cut will just take outfits sometimes into like the wrong lane completely, and you're like, wait a second, what is my hair doing to this outfit? So I actually prefer a pixie cut in the winter, I've realized. I was totally fine like swimming and then having my hair dry normal because I got a haircut that works with just my hair. I don't know, I love the pixie cut with a turtleneck with sweaters, thicker clothes, and then in the summer sometimes with like spaghetti straps or no straps or bikini, I feel super naked because you don't have that hair to like cover a little bit of your face or your body or anything. So there's that. But it is really nice for the winter because when I was around other girls who had long hair and it was like freakishly hot outside, they all had to put their hair up, and I felt like my hair could be down and was always cute and not like a nuisance. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring. Squarespace is the perfect place to start your online presence, whether it's for blogging, business, portfolio. They have everything you need in one place and make it easy to succeed and stand out online. I've been using Squarespace since 2016 when I had to start my first portfolio for job hunting. It's super intimidating to start a website, and especially if you're somebody who doesn't have the design skill, Squarespace makes it so easy. It makes it so anyone can build a website that looks professional and fits with your brand or business. They offer a complete library of professionally designed websites and award-winning website templates with options for every use in every category. It's just drag and drop editing, beautiful styling options, and no experience required. My Squarespace website started off as a portfolio, but it quickly transitioned into a blog and then even an online store. Whether you sell services, products, Squarespace gives you everything you need to grow and get paid all in one place. With easy online payments, convenience and built-in tools for inventory, shopping, and fulfillment. You can simplify your workflow and give customers a seamless shopping experience. If you're somebody who sells vintage online, can't recommend opening your own website on Squarespace rather than selling on a marketplace. It's so much more customizable and it just makes more sense. They also have expanded global shipping options, so you can automatically calculate shipping costs using real-time rates from local carriers based on destination, size, weight of each order. It eliminates manual calculations and avoids over or undercharging customers for shipping, which I know confuses me so bad. Squarespace just makes it easy. So if you guys want to check out Squarespace, or you haven't made your Squarespace website yet, especially if you're in college or you're going to start job hunting, get ahead. Do it now. Go to squarespace.com/LaineyOzark or use the link in the description box to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using code LaineyOzark. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Let's get into the rest of it. Next thing is so funny and like a genuine reason I think I want to grow my hair back out. You'll lose followers if you're like an influencer or wannabe or whatever. Even if everybody says they love it and they love the pixie cut and they don't want you to like grow your hair back out, you'll lose followers. I lost so many followers when I posted my pixie cut, and I've realized like views are down and engagement is down, which is so, it could be other things. I've heard other people talk about this and it's so funny, like, because it's women who follow me. It's not, I have literally no male followers, so yeah, I don't know if it's just they can't picture the outfits on themselves with the hair. I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited to grow my hair out just because I want to test this theory of like, will my videos perform better with longer hair? Do people like perceive you in a way of like, oh, they have a pixie, that means they're X, Y, and Z? I don't know. This kind of goes with some things I've already said, but I do think you dress different with a pixie cut. And how many times have I said pixie cut in this video? And again, it's just like your hair takes you into a whole different category or lane with the pieces you put on, so you have to style them in more one direction than the other or something along those lines. I also ended up doing my makeup a bit different with it. I feel like I do a lot lighter and like no mascara. And this was something that a lot of the videos said was that you'll feel like you have to wear more makeup. And I actually felt the opposite. I felt like I looked weird with makeup and the short hair. It felt like again, just like a version of the pixie cut that wasn't really my style. Like a more, what's that? Like 2016 girl who had the pixie and everybody loved her. I can't think of it. But it felt like this to me. And I know it never looked like that because my makeup never looked like that. But that was the vibe it felt like, and I wanted to stay away from that. So I actually like how I look better with short hair and no makeup than I did with long hair and no makeup, which was really nice. And I mean, I honestly never do my makeup unless I'm filming anyways. It was the opposite of what everyone said. I also never felt ugly with the haircut, which so many people said once like you get your pixie, you're gonna go home and you're gonna cry and you're gonna feel ugly. I never felt ugly. I would like love when I woke up in the morning and my hair was just, you know, all over the place, like horrendous, but it doesn't change your face. Your hair looks goofy, but your face looks the same. Like, if I felt ugly, it was never because of my haircut. It was just, like, I felt ugly that day. I would feel goofy, and I'd, like, be like, Brandon, look at my hair, you know, like, or Lucy, like my hair today, you know. I would just make it, like, a silly thing, and I feel like you have to be a little bit silly to have a pixie cut because it'll be silly sometimes, and it'll look whack. But also, it basically always looks good. Like, when other people are getting their hair blown by the wind, your hair just kind of, like, stays in place and looks good. Okay, and then finally, what I want to say is I know so many people are like, well, I don't know what I would look like with a pixie cut. If you already have bangs and you put your hair up, that's what you'd look like. If you wear your hair in a slick back all the time, a slick back bun, you can get a pixie cut. I feel like the biggest thing is try not to have volume in your pixie. So like spray your hair, brush it down, and that'll give you just like a clean, non-aggressive, non-offensive look to freak you out the first couple times. But like this literally just looks like I have a slick back. There's some hair over here. I can't tell what's the plan. What's my hair? No, that's my hair. Yeah, I'm like getting more and more casual as this video is going on. But those are my what you should know before you get a pixie cut. If you're thinking about it, just get it. Will you ever regret it? Sure, I regret it sometimes because I'm like, oh, I miss my long hair. I just want to like have long hair today. I think everybody should have a pixie cut once. It's like you're missing out on something if you don't. So, and if you got a pixie cut and you're watching this video thinking I made a horrible mistake, no, you didn't. I know you look beautiful. I know people love it. Maybe it's taking some getting used to, but you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure out how to style it, and I love you guys the absolute most. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a few days. Bye.